Well, folks, I'm very fortunate living here in California. You can see we got beautiful blue skies, and the sun is beaming on my face. You know, folks, I don't know if you're like me, but I'm very saddened about what's going on in our country, Minneapolis, and other places. But the killing of these young people is uncalled for. I got a lot that I got to go over with you today, folks. And as you know, I'm honest, I'm transparent, I tell you the truth. I voted for Donald Trump. I had tons of friends that voted for Donald Trump. Now, I'm neither a Democratic or a Republican. I'm a no party affiliate. But I have a lot of friends, all my friends except for two. It doesn't make a difference what Trump does, they love him, okay? But most are very unhappy. There is no reason at all that young man got shot 10 or 11 times. I'm sure you're like me. You listen to all these news stations. You listen to this guy, Bovini, okay? Bovino, okay? You listen to Christine Nome. Immediately they come out and they say this guy was brandishing a gun. Folks, he was not brandishing a gun. He had a cell phone in his hand. The ICE agents took the gun from him. They had it. And then they shot him 10 or 11 times. What was it, 10 or 11? Leave me a comment and let me know. And folks, if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel, okay? And like and share and all that good stuff. You know, Donald Trump is on the phone in Iowa, I think it is, all right? That somebody wrote that I'm anomalous. What is anomalous? Bro John, Orthodox? What is that? Explain it to me. You know, people come out with comments and like, I don't know what a nominalist is. Any of you know what it is? Whatever it is, I'm not, okay? I tell you who I am. You want to know who I am? Okay, buy my book, The Accidental Gangster, okay? Folks, I'm just, okay? Trump is on the campaign trail because he's trying to get and keep the Senate and Congress in control of the Republicans. All right? He should be in Minneapolis. He should be in Minnesota. He should be talking to Tom Walsh personally. That's what he should be doing. No, he had a phone call with him. He's sending Tom Homan. All right? He's sending Tom Homan. You all know who Tom Homan is? They call him the border czar. They gave him the title. Look up Tom Homan. Look up in a dictionary bully, what a bully is, and you will see Tom Homan's name. Okay? Trump's ratings are the lowest they've ever been. Dolores. Hi, Sheila. Thank you coming here. All right, Sheila is new. Okay? Folks, we didn't have a choice in the election. Let's be honest. Okay? We had no choice. All right? It's like we don't get choices on everything. All right? But yet they say we live in a free country. Okay? That's another brainwashing thing they're doing. Okay? Look at what Trump's doing. All right? He had all the rights to put the military in the Greenland. All the rights, according to the treaty of 1951. He didn't have to go out and do this and say this and lie to us about the real reason. No, the real reason was for the minerals that are there in that island called Greenland. All right? Money, money, money. This is all this guy cares about. Okay? And trust me, you and I are trying to figure out how we can get an extra $100. Okay? He's not there. He's way above that. He's thinking how he can get billions of more dollars. And he's doing it. Yeah, he's doing it. Folks, subscribe, like, and share, please. I try to see you all, folks. I like to answer, okay, everything. But, you know, these protests are not going to end. Now, I've seen everything that you've seen. Christine comes. President Trump comes out. Oh, this guy was brandishing a gun and the gun was loaded. Okay? Folks, I used to carry guns and they were loaded. I did not have a permit to carry a gun. This guy Petty did. And he was not brandishing a gun. He had a cell phone in his hand. These guys had him on the ground. These ICE agents, not one, not two, but about 5 or 6 ICE agents had him on the ground. They had him contained. They took his gun from his holster or his belt, wherever he had it. They had his gun. His gun was not a danger to them because it was in their hand. But yet, not one, not two, I don't know how many of them shot him. 10 or 11 times? Folks, you got a guy on the ground. Why do you have to shoot him that many times? Why do you have to shoot him at all? Those accusations were totally wrong. Now, let's see. I got a lot of paperwork. Okay? Boy, let's see. Where do I begin? Let's see, folks. I got so much paperwork there. Okay? And bear with me, folks, okay? Because you want to hear this. All right? Please subscribe to my channel. All right, folks? Help me out any way you can. All right? This is the second shooting. And you know what? That girl, Pamela Good, I think she was 37 years old, too. Isn't it ironic that both these shootings were 37 years old and they were both American citizens? They were not immigrants. They were American citizens, born and raised in the United States. But they're no longer here. If anything is wrong, this is totally wrong. Okay? The second fatal shooting this month of an American citizen in Minneapolis by the hands of a federal agent has ratcheted up tension in the city once again. Not just the city. It's wrapped up tension across the United States. All right? Alex Preddy, 37, an ICU nurse at a VA hospital, was fatally shot by a Border Patrol agent Saturday morning. ICU. He worked for the VA. I'm a veteran, okay? And for you veterans who go to the VA, all right, you notice it takes longer now to get appointments. Have you noticed since Trump took office? Okay? Yeah. Takes longer to get an appointment. Department of Homeland Security. Christine Ohm claimed Preddy approached the officers with a 9mm semi-automatic handgun. He didn't approach them with that gun. Why they gotta lie? Okay? You know, if you remember in Trump's first term, all right, he was firing his staff. But this term, he has people that are loyalists, okay? They do anything that he tells them to do. They're not thinking on their own. You got Peter Hegseth in charge of our military. Where's he got the background for this? This guy was an alcoholic, okay? I was in the military too. I could do that job, right? No, I can't. That's not enough criteria for this guy to be head of our military. Why he's there is because he will do anything that Donald Trump tells him to do. Just like Christine Noem, just like this border czar Tom Homan, okay? And you notice everything is under the auspices of national security or domestic terrorism. This guy was not a domestic terrorist that they shot. No way, no how. I love this country, but I don't like what's going on, folks. I'm deathly, deathly afraid. You should be too. So obviously you all seen it, okay? Christine Noem don't know what the hell she's talking about, okay? But why does Trump have loyalists around him? Why is he trying to take control of the military? Do you know what those factors mean? You should study and learn. Look at how Hitler took over Germany. Same way. Surround himself with loyalists, take over the military. And the rest is history, folks. Yeah. We need a strong America, but who's going to lead us? Okay? Despite being asked by reporters, neither Bovino or Noem answered when asked if Preddy ever brandished a gun. They couldn't answer that question because they were afraid to answer. They knew he did not brandish a gun. I've been thinking about this all night. I didn't sleep that well last night, okay? Folks, It's okay. If you have a permit to carry a gun, you got a permit. You're licensed to carry a gun. Are you going to carry a gun with no bullets? Absolutely not. Why carry a gun with no bullets? Okay? I don't care who you are. All right? Oh, thanks to the big, beautiful bill that Donald Trump signed, we have 12,000 new ICE agents on the ground. Here's the bad news, folks. These new agents that were hired didn't get any training. A lot of them had no training, all right? They were put right on the streets upon hiring. I got papers on that. All right? Here we go. Forgive me, folks. I got so much paperwork over here. Okay? I'm paying, it's costing me about $60 a month to Hewlett Packard for me to print these things out. All right? My son keeps yelling at me. Okay? Wanderer, thank you, my friend. God bless you. Wanderer, hit that thanks button. Super thanks. I appreciate that there, Wanderer. Wanderer's been with me for a long time, okay? Somebody asked how old I was, all right? I'm 111 years old, okay? Call it what you want. After receiving more than 220,000 applications to join ICE from patriotic Americans, ICE blew past its original hiring target of 10,000 new officers and agents within a year. In fact, we have more than doubled our officers and agents from 10,000 to 22,000. 22,000. They got over 3,000 in Minneapolis alone. Over 3,000 there. Well, we have 50 states. Got illegals in all the states. Okay? If they had 3,000 in all the states, that's 150,000. They don't have enough agents, right? Why do they got 3,000 agents in Minneapolis? Could somebody tell me why? All right, they had 2,000. But when the protesters came, Trump, instead of pulling some, he put wood on the fire and sent another 1,000 in. All right? Yeah, the Somalians stole billion, but that's not what this is about. I'll talk about that at another time. Okay? Now what's happening? Do you understand? In 4 days, we're going to more than likely have another government shutdown. Only because of what's going on in the country. Because they don't want to fund, and a lot of Republicans are agreeing, all right? They don't want to fund the Department of Housing anymore, Homeland Security, all right? Take away their money. That's what they're going to do. What's the government shutdown do? Hurts you, it hurts me, hurts everybody, all right? Okay. Based on video footage of the January 24th incident in Minneapolis, a federal agent removed a concealed gun from Alex Pretty's waistband area while he was on the ground. And then, seconds later, he shot. Once again, not once, not twice, 10 or 11 times he was shot. Yeah, if you're not there, you can't get hurt. And if you heard me yesterday, folks, and if any of you are involved at all in any way or near where these things are taking place, please remember this if you don't remember anything else that I say, okay? What you do is you put your hands up in the air like this here. Let the police, ICE agents, FBI, let them see your hands. Because these guys are going crazy, okay? They're going crazy. Shooting for no reason at all. So you got to protect yourself, and that's how you put your hands up. Yes, officer, what can I do for you? I'm sorry, officer, I'll leave, okay? Here's my ID, all right? They are after illegal aliens. They say that are rapists, murderers, and all pedophiles and all that there. But these ICE agents, man, they're like, somebody said it here, the wild, wild west. It's just so disgustingly terrible, all right? And folks, I support the police, don't get me wrong. I do support the police, okay? You know, Los Angeles, they don't have enough police officers. You live in Los Angeles, and you dial 911, you got a long wait, okay? So it's not the left, it's not the right, it's both parties suck, as far as I'm concerned. All right, they all lie, and the only thing they care about is money, money, money. You're right, my friend, Jesus is king, okay? All right? Of course, the White House defends the operation in Minnesota. Got Carol Levitt. Yeah. What is she going to say? Oh, they're going to get up there and say, this should not have happened. These ICE agents were wrong, and we're going to bring them to the full extent of the law, and nobody's above the law, like Pam Bondi always says. No, that's not going to happen. Huh? Somebody said, Itchy, start a revolution. Folks, we don't have to. It's already started, okay? I think they want the Civil War. I think Trump wants a war. Here's a guy, President Trump. How many times have you heard him say that he wants to stop the war in Ukraine because he doesn't want to see these young Russian soldiers or Ukrainian soldiers getting killed, okay? But yet, he doesn't care that American citizens are getting killed right here on the streets in the United States of America. This started long before Biden. Biden opened the floodgates up. Trump had stopped the thing at the border. That's a good thing. We don't have them coming in. And they were coming in from all around the world, immigrants, okay? Terrorists were coming in. I can't even, we must have a lot of terrorist help in this country. So we got a lot to be afraid of from. So there are things that domestic terrorism, but don't go after citizens, okay? Because they have a right to protest. Let's not go after them. but they should be protesting peacefully. They should not be stopping or interfering with ICE agents in the middle of taking an illegal away. All right, Jake, you got your opinion. Look, folks, you could agree to disagree with me, okay? I can respect that there. It's like I come to you here, all right? I come to you dressed, okay? It's not for me to show off, okay? It's a way that I show respect to each and every person that comes here and listen to me, all right? I believe in respect, okay? I come here, I'm shaving every day, okay? I don't have no grubby beard or anything, all right? I believe in classy elegance, and I believe in respect. All right? I live my life by it. So, I hope that we don't lose any more people. I hope we don't lose any more American citizens. I just don't like seeing this, folks. Okay? I had no idea. I don't have the answers no more. I can't tell you what's going to happen. I can only speculate, just like the rest of you. Okay? All right, Jake, so you like ICE. Go get a job with them. All right? Goodbye, Jake. Wall says he had a productive talk with Trump. I don't understand why they need 3,000 agents there. I mean, how many? I don't know. How many illegals are in Minnesota? I have no idea, folks. Okay? And I don't think they know either. All right? Guarantee you we got more right here in Los Angeles. But the ICE agents are here in Los Angeles. Gen Z. My grandchildren are Gen Z. All right? Gen Z is protesting so much due to widespread frustration with systematic issues like economic inequality, corruption, and poor governance. Feeling that traditional systems fail to address their future prospects, exacerbated by digital connectivity that reveals global injustices and allows for rapid mobile movement. Key drivers include economic cost of living, job inequality, and political disillusionment with unresponsive elites and a desire for fundamental structural reforms, often organized through decentralized, digitally native tactics. Gen Z, folks, they voted for Trump. Now they don't want him. Trump knows he's got problems in this coming election. Yeah, but there's a lot of trolls, You know, Patrick David, I told you, he's got a great channel, and it comes up with fact. 51% of the profiles across all social media are fakes. 51%. That means only 49%. Okay? All right? And these companies own these YouTube, so Facebook, TikTok. They're not going to get rid of them because if they get rid of them, they're getting rid of 51% of their people. You understand how that works? Alex Freddy was a 37-year-old intensive care nurse whose family remembered him as a kind-hearted soul who cared deeply for the patients he served at a Veterans Affairs facility. He wanted to make a difference in this world. His parents said in a release statement to the Minnesota Democratic Farmer Labor. Unfortunately, he will not be with us. Well, he wanted to make a difference in this world while he was alive. Let's hope that people take this here and remember him for the kind things that he wanted to do. All right? Thank you, folks. I love you all. All right? Please subscribe, like, and share. And, folks, please do something kind for others. And I guarantee you, it'll come back to you tenfold. I know I tell you this every day, but I truly believe that. Thank you all for coming here this morning. All my love and respect as usual to all of you. Thank you.